Assets Under Management is a podcast that I like to call my journey to acquire, guess what? Assets under management. All right. So today is the pilot podcast. We'll get into how I got started in the financial journey, my ultimate goals, and where I see this podcast going, and what I think that I can offer by doing this podcast. So without further ado, let's get to it. So first, let's go over my financial journey. So if anyone knows me, they know that I've told the story a couple times. They might have experienced the story with me or witnessed the story with me. But it started out just finding out that I had bad credit. I thought cash was king for a lot of things, and I used to just use cash for everything, not really worry about my credit. Well, I got an alert one day, and I think 2019 or 2018 that my credit was it went up 20 points. So I was ecstatic. I clicked it and I found out that my credit score was a 520. So it went up from a 500 to a 520. I immediately just got sick and tired of being sick and tired and put in the work to fix my credit. I learned everything about everything that I needed to know to fix my credit, and I improved my credit from a 520 all the way up to an 800, where I was able to um, pay down debt, pay down car debt, student loan debt, all types of debt. I cleared my debt completely to zero. I was able to purchase a brand new truck off the lot, no money down. I was able to get a house for my family, and life has been trending upward ever since. So that is the intro into the financial world. Um, Obviously, I'm coming off of being a chef and doing having a chef career full time in a catering company. So a lot of the transition is very, very new to me, which is fine. I don't expect it to be easy. Anything in life that is worth it isn't easy. So that's all good and well. But after I fixed my credit, 2020 came about, and we all know the pandemic. So I always had an interest in the stock market. I always had an interest in finance. Even back in college, I took finance classes and flirted with having a minor in finance and either going towards the hospitality route or the financial route when I was underclassmen in undergrad. And so it was always a passion of mine. I just never pursued it. And now the passion is becoming forefront after I figured it out. I took the lap around with the credit, and during the pandemic was an opportunity where the government was giving out the stimulus checks and everything like that. And so the trend was to trade, and obviously maybe it was a promotional hack, maybe it was systematic or whatever in order to get some of the money back by the government. But a lot of people started trading, and as did I. So I started trading stocks and options, and I blew all of the money. 2,500. I blew it in like a couple of weeks or a month or something like that. And as a competitor, I didn't like that. So I feel like I'm gonna get my money back. I'm gonna put the work in to get my money back, and I started studying, how to trade and all the different strategies. And I went here and went there, and over the course of the next year, from 2020 to 2021, after losing that, I went from 2,500 all the way down to $50. I ended up turning $50 into $900, and then $900 into $9,000 over the course of time. These are not just simple trades. Like over the course of maybe a 5-6 month span, I've turned $50 into $9,000. And then rapid growth happened, right? So after $9,000, I was able to turn that into about $87,000. And then I was hooked, right? After that, I was hooked. And at around 87, 88, or $89,000, that's when the market started to tank in November. If you guys remember, that's when the Fed said that they were going to start doing rate hikes. And so the market went down. I lost some of the value. I didn't lose it all, but I lost, some of the value. And through the course of that, I understood that it's possible to make the money here. And this is the most money that I've ever made in such a short span of time. So why not stop? Like, why not keep going, keep learning, and keep digging into it and figure out how to get better? So I went from learning about trading stocks and options to learning about the actual stock market. How does it work? What are the best types of companies to invest in? What are the different sectors? What are cycles? How does the economy work? And I started doing a deep dive into the structure of the economy. How does the stock market work? How does it correlate with the economy? Because there are two separate things, different things like that. And this is all just, natural research, YouTube, Google, books, some courses, some classes. And so after that, what are we in? About 2021 now. Towards the end of 2021, coming up on 2022, I started to have people started asking me, "Yo, can you trade for me if I gave you money? What could you do with it? Blah blah blah." I didn't decide to go that route. I always told people I don't trust. I don't trust taking money. I'm still kind of new at this, so I'm not confident enough to take your money and trade it, right? And so 2022 came around and I'm still trading. I'm still, making money, losing money, doing my thing, making enough to pay the bills and, do all of these things, live a life. And I started thinking, well, I think I might be pretty good at this. I might be okay with this. How can I really get into the finance industry? Well, end of 2022 came about, and now it's like really a thought, and it's actually more than a thought. It's okay. What do I need to do to take action, right? And so I go on LinkedIn. I've really never really on LinkedIn because I always had a business. So I started LinkedIn out of school, but I had a business where I generated revenue, and I never really got into LinkedIn. So I randomly go onto LinkedIn in December. I can't forget in December 2022 or November 2022. I go on LinkedIn and I get a message, and it's a guy. He's like, "Hey, I think you will be great if you ever thought about switching into the financial industry." I didn't post anything about this, being in the financial industry. Probably the most I posted was like credit. I started repairing credit for people as my gateway into the finance industry on my own. And so when I looked at the message and I thought it was like a little scam or whatever, like how could this be? So I closed it, thought about it, and a day or two go by, and I say, you know what, let's just give it a chance. So I open the message up. He says, reread it again. Yeah, I think you will be a good fit for our company. I'd like to just get on the phone, talk to you. Boom, boom, boom. So I answered, okay, cool, let's get on the phone. Get on the phone, and he tells me about his company, a financial firm. Basically, they bring in financial professionals to become financial advisors, uh, and you can grow your own practice and have a firm and different things like that. Me, I don't know the terms. Remember, I'm coming from being a chef, so I don't really know the terms of everything he's talking about. But the entrepreneurial spirit start kicking in, and it says, I go, all right, well, I can own my own business. How do I get there? I can have a firm. How do I get there? I always thought, okay, I'm so good at trading. Maybe I'll start a prop firm, a prop trading firm, or maybe I'll start a hedge fund or something like that. I didn't know, but these are just ideas that I'm having prior to this meeting. So we're in this meeting, and he's saying all these things, and I'm like, okay, well, I can start a firm. I can, how does this work? I can have my own firm, or I can have a practice within a firm. Like, explain. And so we have about a 30, 40 minute conversation. It's so deep that he says, well, how about we do this? Usually I have one phone call and I pass you on or I deny you, but let's have a second phone call so I can clear up some things, when I got some more time. So we did that the very next day. We had another phone call. Maybe it was about another 30, 45 more minutes. Um, and then, so he's telling me, yo, we're a financial advising firm, and it's something called assets under management. Well, I but I'm familiar with assets under management, but just on a grand scale. T. Rowe Price, Bank of America, uh, J.P. Morgan, these different things I know, these different companies I know have assets under management. But the way he was breaking it down was your practice can gain assets under management as well. And if you get enough assets, you can turn your practice into a business. Well, it's already a business, but you can turn your practice into a firm. And if you continue to grow, you could then either sell your firm for millions because you have, millions of assets under management, or you can do whatever you want with it. So it's called sell your book of business. So I'm definitely all the way in now. So now, how do I gain assets under management? Blah blah blah. Slow down, buddy. Like let's take this. You got to have one more meeting. Let's see how you go. I ended up having like 3 more meetings. Lo and behold, got the job. Um, everyone already knew where I came from, and basically I got the job because my entrepreneurial spirit. Uh, I sold my portion of the restaurants in 2022, and so I had a cushion of money that I was sitting on. I did away with the catering business, so I was working and saving up off the catering business, and then I was living off of the trading, and so I had a cushion, and I looked like a viable candidate, someone who has a cushion of money because it's going to take time for you to get the licenses and stuff, and someone with the entrepreneurial spirit who knows how to hustle, outspoken, or at least when it comes to business and different things like that. And so perfect, right? So I go through these interviews, we have these conversations, and the last guy goes, look, by this time, I think it's the beginning of December. So I went from all November having these meetings to December. And this guy's going, look, you need to get your first license by December 13th, right? And I'm like, whoa, that's 2 weeks. What kind of license? He's like, yeah, so you gotta, if you can get your license in 2 weeks, you got the job, right? So he sends me all the information, get my license. I go balls to the wall for 2 weeks, learning, studying, whatever. I pass the test, I get my license. The actual day, the 13th, I was scheduled to take my test like the 11th. The state, something happened with the state where they couldn't keep up with the demand of people coming in. So I took the test, but the test got pushed back, right? So now I'm communicating with them like, yo, I know y'all said the 13th. Here's my registration for the test, but I got pushed back. Is there anything we can do? So, they're like, all right, just keep us posted. So it gets pushed back from the 13th. I get my date to like the 15th. And then I get to the 15th, end up taking the test, and you're supposed to get your results like the next day or right away or the next day or something. So I ended up taking the test on like the 15th or 16th or something. Don't get the results. So I tell the people, I'm like, yo, I'm supposed to get my results, right? So they're like, yeah. So now I'm like, where are my results? So basically, the company that you take the test with have to send the results to the state. The state's validate it and then issue your license. So I'm talking to the company I'm taking the test with, like, yo, I passed the test. What's up? You know what I'm saying? I need this. I'm already 4 or 5 days late. So now we're pushing up on Christmas. Everything closed for the week. Christmas, New Year's. I probably get like 1 or 2 days in between. So I'm calling on those days. They like, yeah, we backed up. They issued you the wrong ID number. You got to go back and change your ID number. The state doesn't have you in the system because it's the wrong ID number. So now I'm dealing with this. Now I'm all the way to like January 3rd, 4th, 5th. I'm telling them, they like, yo, the classes start on the 16th of January. You need to have this stuff figured out. It's already like January 5th. So I'm like, all right, bet. The job is like, I never seen nothing like this. So I'm sending them receipts and conversations and text messages and emails, letting them know, like, yo, I'm not bullshitting. Like, I'm legit going through something right now. And so, they're calling on my behalf. We finally get it figured out, maybe like middle of January. So we finally get it figured out. I send in my paperwork, and then like a day later, I'm in a class, right? All right. So I got my first licenses. They tell me that it's a total of 4 licenses I need to get. The second license, I failed twice. If you fail 3 times, you have to wait 6 months, right? If you don't complete the program within the first 6 months, you like you're out. If you don't have your first 2 tests in the first 6 months, you're out. So the first 6 months, I have to pass this test on the third time, or I gotta wait 6 months to kick me out the program. So boom. So I'm already behind schedule, right? I end up passing the test. And right now, currently, I'm working on the rest of my license. But um, in the meantime, those two licenses allow me to service some business, which is insurance right now, different types of insurance and market insurance, variable insurance as well. And so this is my first intro into the financial industry, right? Taking the first steps of becoming a financial advisor to build out the firm. Well, all right, so that brings me to, okay, well, where do I go now, right? What's the goal? I got a new idea. I'm on a new journey, a new career, brand spanking new. Don't know anything about it. Everything sounds like Charlie Brown. Wah, 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 wah. Right. So where do I go? Ultimate goal is to gain assets under management of 500 million. That's the ultimate goal. Once you get about, from what I've seen, once you get about 500 million assets under management, you can pretty much write your own ticket. You're pretty much a small firm, right? I'm halfway to a billion. So once I get to 500 million, then I'll look at where I'm at in life or what I need to do. How close am I to a billion as far as production and what do I need to do? Maybe is it time to sell, whatever. But from there, after I get about 500 million under assets, I think it's going to be time for me to start my own fund because I'm still going to do my thing on the side. I'm still going to trade personally. I can't trade professionally unless I get licenses, different licenses, more licenses to do that. But for right now, I can definitely trade for myself. And so I'm going to continue to do that probably after I get a certain amount of assets under management. Look to do a private fund or maybe a small fund or a hedge fund or something like that. Go down that route, and then ultimately become, Bobby Axelrod or just someone who manages a fund. And that's my ultimate goal. So now that y'all know about me, my backstory, let's get into what this podcast is about. So we're gonna go over, all of the tips, tricks, lessons that I've learned thus far on my financial journey, everywhere from, insurance to the market. We're definitely going to talk about the market a lot. We're going to talk about, stocks, current events that's going on in the market, what's happening. And we're going to just talk about things that you can implement on a wealth journey, your wealth management journey or your journey to retirement or whatever it is, things that you can do on your journey. I have this iPad right here because I'm going to be writing on the iPad when it comes to the lessons and showing it, and I'm going to blast that on the screen so that we can walk through it together. And I think that's the best way for us to learn. So without further ado, man, I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. If you've been on this journey with me for the longest time, since becoming a chef to right now, it's been a long time and it's been a long time coming, and I'm glad that y'all here with me. So do me a favor, please do me a favor, man. Like this video, subscribe to the channel because I'm dropping videos, weekly, maybe even bi-week, well, not bi-weekly, but 2 times in a week. Just because I'm so excited about this, and this is my passion. Cooking was my passion, and it still is my passion to a degree. But I have the same, or even more, if not more, passion about finance than I did for cooking. And so we're gonna take it. I'm in the warehouse, as y'all know. I like to get busy down here, and so yeah, like, subscribe, and stay tuned. Get on the email list so y'all can get the next episode when it's coming out. And I'll see y'all on the other side, man. I'm so excited. Assets under management, finance king. Anything I say on this podcast is my own professional and personal experience. This is not advice to anyone. This is for edutainment purposes only. Do your own research. Please consult with a financial advisor. If you want to consult with me, DM me or comment below. Shoot me an email. But if you do not consult with me, please consult with another financial advisor before making any market risk. Understand that past experiences or past history in the market does not project future results. So do your own research, and before anything, make sure you're knowledgeable on whatever you're buying, purchasing, or selling. All right.